Hello friends, today in this video we are going to discuss the initial respiratory pathway of the human being. So let's start. So this is basically the diagram of the human being respiratory system. So it is the diagram of the initial pathway. So this part is the tip of nose. It's known as the tip of nose. And it is made up of a cartilage known as the elastic cartilage. It is made up of the elastic cartilage. And these holes through which air enters inside our respiratory pathway, these nostrils, these holes are known as the external nostrils. These holes are known as the external nostrils. Clear? Now observe at this diagram. So basically this is the human nose. This is the human nose, and observe this swollen part. This swollen part is known as the nasal vestibule. The swollen part of your nose is known as the nasal vestibule. Is known as the nasal vestibule. This part. Okay. So moving forward, this is the inner lining of our nasal chamber or the nasal passage. This membrane is known as the Schneiderian membrane. This is known as the Schneiderian membrane. It is quite moist and made up of a specialized epithelium, which is known as pseudo-stratified ciliated columnar epithelium. It's quite a complicated name, but it's not much complicated. So it is pseudo-stratified columnar ciliated epithelium. It is also known as the PSCCE epithelium. Okay. These hair-like structures are known as cilia, and they regulate the passage of air in one-way direction, that is inside the respiratory pathway. Now observe these dotted structures which I am indicating. These are known as the Bowman's gland. And the function of this Bowman's gland is to secrete mucus. Mucus is basically a watery fluid which keeps the nasal chamber moist. Okay, for the easy passage of air, and it also captures the dust particles. Mark here, these are three bones in our nasal passage or nasal chamber. The first one is the superior, the second one is the middle, and third one is the inferior. These are basically three bones in the nasal chamber, which are also collectively known as conchae. These are known as conchae. Mark the spelling. Conchae. Okay. So moving forward, this tube-like structure is none other than the opening of the eustachian tube. It is the opening of the eustachian tube which comes from the ear. It is from the ear. The function of this eustachian tube is to maintain the correct pressure in the ear. Now observe this structure. This is known as Now the air enters into the nasal chamber. Then it gets struck by the three bones of the nasal chamber. Here the temperature of air is regulated and brought to the temperature of the human body. Is brought to the temperature of the human body. Is going, the air is going inside. Here comes the air, and moving further, it is the internal air or the internal nostrils. They are the openings through which the air comes out of the nasal chamber. This structure is known as the velum palati or the uvula. Uvula is known as the velum palati or uvula. Here comes the air, and it enters the crossing the glottis. It enters the windpipe or the trachea. This structure is a cartilage, is known as the epiglottis, which prevents the food from entering the windpipe or the trachea. It prevents food from entering the trachea or the windpipe. This is basically your windpipe. This is your food pipe or the esophagus. And these structures are known as C-shaped cartilaginous rings. These are the rings which prevent the windpipe to collapse, to block. It prevents the windpipe. It provides some rigidity to the windpipe. So it was all about the parts of the initial pathway of the respiratory tract. So meet you soon in the next video, and thank you and have a nice day.